Do you have the lesson PDF of this fourth chapter?
Yeah, I do.
To print out? No. Link? Yes.
No, if you have the downloaded PDF, then also it's good. Okay. If you want, you can get a print. That's up to you. Okay. If you want to prefer it in pages, physical form, you can get a print done. Okay. But you should have it in PDF form at least. Okay, digital form, so that you all can revise, you all can do the homework and all. Okay. So it should be downloaded. Okay. So we did some questions yesterday. We saw what is a halwa. Did you do this homework on page 63? Preparing a halwa?
I wasn't
Yeah.
able to do it with my mom.
Okay. Okay, no problem. You can do it later. Okay. Yeah. Okay. How's your mom now, Amaze?
She's doing a little bit better. She's still not able to eat much, but she went for the checkup today, so she's
Okay.
doing a bit better.
Okay. Good to know. We'll pray for her to
Thank you.
get better. Yeah. Now, we have the next topic, that is losses of nutrients during cooking. Now, sometimes what might happen is that food might lose its nutrients. Okay, what are the nutrients? Nutrients is that element in food that gives us the strength. Okay, that provides strength to our body. Okay, they are in the form of vitamins, minerals. Okay, different types of vitamins are there, and different vitamins have different benefits. Okay, some vitamins can be good to give you iron, some vitamins can be good for something else in the body. Okay, so they have different benefits. And where do we obtain these vitamins, these nutrients from the food. Now, what happens if the food is not cooked properly, if the food is not cooked in the right method, then it might lose those nutrients. That nutritive value might either decrease, okay, or completely go away. Okay, so let's study how nutrient loss can occur while cooking food. Food can lose its nutritive value. What is nutritive value? Means the amount of nutrition that food has. Okay, that is its nutritive value in the process of cooking. Correct methods of preparation and storage must be used to preserve nutrients. Let us understand how these losses occur. Now, how do this food loses the nutrients? Some foods have vitamin A. Okay, what happens is it gets oxidized when it reacts with oxygen present in the air and it gets destroyed. So, cooking at a high temperature in an open pan results in food coming in contact with oxygen for a long period of time. And this brings about a reduction in vitamin A content. Okay. How? See, some foods they have vitamin A. When we cook these foods at a very high temperature in open air, then this vitamin A it reacts with oxygen that is present in the air, okay, and its content in the food decreases. Its content in the food decreases. Okay, we have already learned that vitamin A is a fat-soluble vitamin. It gets dissolved in fat when foods like spinach or methi. Methi is fenugreek. You know what's methi? It's like it looks like this spinach. It's like green in color. Okay, and only like the leaves are very small, and they come in bundles. Okay, of this methi. Okay, our deep fried temperature as high as 300 degrees Celsius is reached during deep frying, which destroys vitamin A rapidly. Okay, so these green vegetables are high in vitamin A. they have a high content of vitamin A. Okay, so sometimes when they are deep fried, if you deep fry it, okay, at a temperature that is as high as 300 degrees Celsius, as high as 300 degrees Celsius, then vitamin A starts to decrease from these vegetables, and slowly it is finished. While preparing carrot and potato vegetable, cook in a covered pan in order to prevent the loss of vitamin A. Okay, in order to prevent the loss of vitamin A. So if you've seen your mothers cook food, elders at the home cook food, then you might have noticed that after putting in all the spices and giving it a nice stir, they cover the pan with a lid. Okay, they cover the pan with a lid and let the food cook. Okay, why is that? It has two reasons. One is that when the when the pan is covered with a lid, the vapor cannot escape, which helps the food to cook faster and deep. Like even the inside part of the food, the inside of the potato gets cooked well. Okay, compared to cooking in open air, it takes more time. But when it's cooked, the heat is trapped in the pan, which helps cooking it from the outside and the inside well. Okay, that is one reason. Another reason is this reason that so that it does not react with open air and lose its nutritive value. Okay, so those are the two reasons. One, it helps in cooking. Two, it helps in uh, preservation of its nutritive value, preservation of the nutrients. Okay, that is why we cover food when we cook it. Then, vitamin B complex. This is another vitamin, and it is vitamin B complex is a group of 8 water soluble vitamins. Okay, it's a group of vitamins that are soluble in water. They are generally found together in most foods and share certain properties in common. Vitamin B gets dissolved in water when these foods are washed, soaked, or cooked in water. Okay, so when we soak some vegetables or fruits in water, then because vitamin B is such a vitamin that is water soluble, it gets dissolved in water. Okay, that is used in washing or soaking or in cooking. It gets dissolved in that water. If this water is discarded, then the vitamin B that is dissolved in this water also goes out. Okay, understanding? Right. When we soak some vegetable or something, a lot of foods are soaked overnight before we prepare them. Right. A lot of peas, okay, a lot of lentils, okay, they are soaked before we prepare them. Some hours before, a night before they are soaked. So, and then what we do usually is we drain out that water. So when foods rich in vitamin B are soaked and that water is drained out. So with the drained water, the vitamin B also drains out because it is a soluble vitamin and it was dissolved in that water. Okay, so it there results in the loss of vitamin B. Rice, pulses, and some vegetables are the main source of vitamin B. Rice, pulses, and some vegetables are the main source of vitamin B complex. Okay, now this vitamin B complex, rice is washed 2 to 3 times before we prepare it. Yes, so that results in loss of vitamin B. Pulses are soaked for 1 hour, 2 hours before we prepare them, right? So that all, and then we drain out that soaked water and cook the pulse. That also results in loss of vitamin B complex. Okay, now in our diet, therefore, care should be taken while washing, soaking, and cooking these foods. Okay, now another reason for the loss of vitamin B complex from our food is the addition of cooking soda to the food during the process of cooking. Therefore, the use of soda while cooking food should be avoided. Do you know there is a cooking soda, baking powder that is added in the food to make it fluffy, to give it a fluffy texture, right? When we add that, then also that thing also leads to the loss of vitamin B complex from the food. Okay, now Milk is a good source of riboflavin, also called vitamin B. Vitamin B. Okay, so riboflavin is also a name of vitamin B. Okay, it is also a name of vitamin B. It gets destroyed when milk is exposed to sunlight. In order to preserve vitamin B in food, exposure to sunlight should be avoided. Okay, exposure to sunlight should be avoided. Now, these are three things we studied about in vitamin B complex. We studied about three things that can lead to a loss of vitamin B complex. What was the first thing? When the food is washed, soaked, or cooked in water, and the water is drained. Okay, because vitamin B is water soluble. The second thing that leads to the loss of vitamin B complex is that the addition of cooking soda. Addition of cooking soda. And the third that leads to the loss of vitamin B complex is exposure of this food to sunlight. Okay, these are the three reasons. So make notes. Okay, you'll need to make some notes. Okay, about every vitamin. Okay, see how to make notes is you can just write down how are you all going to make notes. Okay, first is write the name of the vitamin. Okay, name of the vitamin. Then what are the foods that are rich in this vitamin? Okay, examples here given here. We have carrot and potato and green vegetables such as spinach and fenugreek. Okay, so these are examples. We have to write the name of the vitamin, write the foods that are rich in this vitamin, and then write how in those foods this vitamin can be destroyed or decreased. Okay, so for vitamin A is cooking food for a long time on a high flame in open air. That is the reason of loss of vitamin A. Okay. Then vitamin A is also destroyed by deep frying. So the second reason is like vitamin A loss by deep frying. That is the second reason. And in vitamin B complex, these are the three reasons. Okay. What are the foods rich in vitamin B complex? Rice, pulses, and some vegetables. Okay. Then vitamin C we have. This is another water-soluble vitamin which is easily destroyed by heat and oxidation. When you cut vegetables and fruits rich in vitamin C and leave them exposed to air for a long time before cooking or eating it, some of the vitamins are lost. Vitamin C is lost when you wash vegetables and fruits after cutting, or if you cut them too fine. Okay, so vitamin C is also water soluble. Okay, which is easily destroyed by heat and oxidation. Means it also reacts with air. Okay, if you cook these foods at a very high temperature, it will lose the vitamin. Okay, if you expose it to air, it will lose the vitamin. Okay, if you wash it after cutting, then also it will lose the vitamin. Why? Because it's water soluble, right? It'll get dissolved in the water, and then when you drain it out, it will be drained out. Okay, so put vitamin C and write these four reasons. Okay, why vitamin C loss can happen in food. Okay, vitamin C When foods rich in vitamin C are cooked for a long time or cooked with soda, most of the vitamin C is lost. Cooked with soda is also another reason. This vitamin is also lost when the water in which the food is cooked is thrown away. Therefore, proper care during cutting, washing, and cooking of vitamin C rich fruits and vegetables should be taken. What are the examples? Citrus fruits and vegetables have this vitamin in plenty, okay, and we can consume it. Citrus rich foods such as we have orange, lime, and all of that, lemon, okay, and more, okay, that are rich in vitamin C. Then we have proteins. Okay, besides vitamin, food also has proteins. Okay, now cooking results in softening of products, softening of proteins in food such as egg, fish, and meat. All proteins present in the food items absorb water and get coagulated by heat. If the coagulated protein is further heated, it loses moisture and becomes dry and rubbery. It also becomes difficult to digest. Okay, so what is the meaning of it? Is that when we cook items that are rich in protein, they absorb um, they absorb water and they get softened. Okay, they absorb the water and they get softened. So then we consume it. But if we overcook them, okay, if we overcook them, then the moisture will totally end in the food. Okay, that is making it soft and it becomes dry and rubbery. Have you ever eaten non-veg that is really, really overcooked? Yes, feel that rubbery texture, that rubbery taste that it has,
I think
right?
once or twice. I don't remember.
Yeah, yeah. So happened with me too once or twice. So that rubbery texture that we get to taste is because of the loss of moisture. Okay, and also it gives difficulty in digesting also. Okay, because it has a rubbery texture now, and all the moisture content is um, has disappeared. So it also becomes difficult to digest.
What is
Additionally,
what does coagulated mean? Now?
um,
Coagulated.
coagulated. Let me tell you the exact meaning. I think it's something referring to the texture of the meat. 1 minute. Okay. So it is used about a liquid that has become thick and partly solid. Understanding? Thickened into a mass. Okay, thickened into a coherent mass or a liquid that has become partly solid and it has thickened. It has like really thickened. Okay,
Okay.
that is that's what happens with protein. That's what happens with protein. Okay, it thickens. Okay, and it somewhat becomes hard. The protein. Okay, then addition of acidic ingredients like lemon juice, tomatoes, curd, or tamarind juice increases cooking time and makes the protein tough and leathery. These substances should be added towards last stage of cooking. Do you know that all these substances are acidic in nature? Acidic in nature. Have you studied about little bit about acidic and basic substances? Yeah, acidic substances which has qualities of an acid. Okay, so these like lemon juice is acidic, tomatoes, curd, or tamarind juice, they are all acidic. And when they are added in the food, when we are preparing food, the it increases the cooking time and makes the protein that is present in the food tough and leathery. Okay. So if we want to add these substances, we should add it in the last stage of cooking. Okay. In the last stage of cooking. And protein-rich foods like milk are cooked with sugar for a long time. For example, while making kheer or rabdi, the sugar and protein react to form a brown color compound, and the quality of protein deteriorates. Okay, deteriorates. So what happens is that when protein-rich foods like milk are cooked with sugar for a long time, then the protein is decreased. The protein quantity, the protein element is just decreased in the food. Why? Because the sugar and protein they react to form a different component, to form a different compound. And the protein, the original protein, it just it's just decreased. Okay, it's lost. So you should kheer that is why kheer is not exactly very protein rich but tasty. But milk, when drunk directly, is protein rich. Okay, why? Because it has all the protein content in it. Okay, when we put sugar also in it, it is protein rich milk. Okay, why? Because it's not cooked for a very long time and with a lot of sugar, so it has protein in its original form. But when it is when with milk, kheer and all is made, it has way less protein. Okay, you know what's kheer? You know, it's a dish where you make with milk and rice, very sweet. Okay, milk and rice and a lot of dry fruits. It's dessert. Okay, semi-solid. Okay, that is kheer. Now, oils and fats. Oil and ghee are used for cooking and frying of foods. During frying, the oil and ghee is heated at a high temperature, that is 300 degrees Celsius. Now, repeated use of oil for frying is quite a common practice, but it must be discouraged because when ghee or oil are heated for a long period of time, over and over again, the quality becomes poor. We talked about the repeated use, right? When we continuously use the same oil again and again and again, then it just gets bad because it keeps getting oxidized. Okay, and its quality becomes bad. Also, do you know there's a new trend, okay, going on from some time, no oil cooking or no water cooking. Heard about that?
Yeah.
So what people do is that in a pan they dry roast cumin seeds. Okay, no oil cooking. The trend was the no oil cooking. Then they put in with the cumin seeds. They put in water, a little bit of water. Okay, and then they put the vegetables in it. Okay, and then simmer. They just toss it a little bit. Then they put all the spices and then a little bit water more, and then they cook it without using oil at all. Without using oil at all, 0% oil, just water and the vegetables. Okay. So here in India, we use a lot of oil. That's for sure. Compared to the other countries, compared to outside. Okay. We use a lot of oil. If we go and eat their food, Indians say it's bland. Okay. Like all the time, we people need a lot of oil. Okay. Spicy, a lot. Too much spicy we need all the time. Oil we need. Okay. So, but that much oil, if we do not consume it carefully, it will lead to bad health for us. It will give us a bad health. It has bad impact on health. Okay, using too much oil, it gives a lot of health problems. Okay, oily food and consuming a lot of oil. Now, repeated use of the same oil or ghee as a cooking medium should also be avoided. You should keep changing the cooking oil used in your kitchen. You may choose any of the oils like groundnut oil, vegetable oil, sunflower oil, or soybean oil. Do you know there are different types of oils? Okay. Groundnut oils, okay, vegetable oils are there. Then sunflower oil is there, soybean oil is there. Okay. Different oils obtained from different sources are used. Okay, mustard oil and all of that. Okay, So, and it tastes different also a little bit. Okay, there's a difference in taste. So you can see the difference between some vegetable cooked in refined oil and some vegetable cooked in mustard oil. There's a huge difference in taste also. So it's on preference. It's all about preference. You've already learned that once oil or ghee has been used for frying, it should be allowed to cool and then sieved and stored in a covered container. We talked about this. Then we have minerals. Okay, minerals are also present in food. Food have vitamins, proteins, and minerals. Now, minerals like sodium and potassium, they dissolve in water. Minerals get lost when food is first cut and then washed, and the extra water in which they are boiled is thrown away. Hence, we should not throw away water in which food has been cooked. While cooking, we should wash vegetables and fruits before cutting. So the right method is that first we wash them, okay, and then we cut them and then we boil them. Okay, so or people do it in different way also. First they wash them, then they boil them, and then they cut them. So it's all different. Okay, like it's all how people follow it. Okay, but the thing is mainly that a lot of washing and then draining out the water just leads to loss of the nutrients and minerals and all. Okay. Was my net? Did I? Was the network bad in between the screen? No. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Then minerals get lost when food is first cut and washed, and then okay, we read this. Hence, we should not throw away water in which food has been cooked. While cooking, we should wash vegetables and fruits before cutting. Okay. Now we have some true or false. Okay. Cooking soda has no harmful effect on nutrients present in food that is being cooked. Amaze, is that true or false?
False.
False, correct. Minerals are lost when the water in which the foods are cooked is thrown away. True or false, Megan? True. Good. Maximum loss of nutrients occur when food is pressure cooked. Yes.
True.
True. Okay.
It's false.
I think it's false, maybe. Okay. Then vitamin C gets easily destroyed during cooking. True or false? True.
True.
Correct. Let me confirm the third one and get back to you. Okay. Okay. Then you are served the following: boiled potato raita, potato chips, potato pakora, and roasted potato. Okay. Now, which of the you have to answer the following questions by giving reasons. First one is, which dish would have least nutrients? Think about, okay, just take 2 minutes and think about all of these three. Okay, and then I'll ask. I think we need time to think this through and then we answer.
Think I know the answer for the first one.
Okay, what is it, Amaze?
Potato chips.
Potato chips. Okay. Okay. Next one. Okay, checked it out. This is true. sorry, this is false. Because, pressure cooking, it involves heat and some nutrient loss can happen, but it also preserves some nutrients, okay? Like, it also preserves nutrients compared to other methods, okay? Because pressure cooking happens fast, so it reduces the amount of time in which nutrients are exposed to heat, okay? So there, it is a false statement. Yes. Then the second one, which dish would be suitable for 9-month-old baby?
Boiled potato raita.
Boiled potatoes.
Yeah, with the raita. It's soft.
Okay, boiled potatoes, all right. Boiled potato raita, you mean to say?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct, Megan. Boiled potato raita is best for 9 months baby because potato chips are hard to digest, potato pakora are also complicated, and roasted potato are also complicated. So, sure. Then, which dish would take the least time to cook?
I want to say the potato pakora.
No, potato chips is the answer to this. Okay, potato chips are going to take the least time to cook compared to potato. Boiled potato raita, potato pakora, and roasted potatoes. Okay. Okay. Then comes conservation of nutrients. Okay. We just studied about the loss of nutrient value, that how the loss of these nutrients can happen. Now we will see how we can conserve these nutrients. How we can conserve the nutrients. Conservation of nutrients means saving nutrients during the process of preparation and cooking of food. How to save nutrients while cooking food? We can conserve nutrients in food items by following some simple practices. Let's see what are they. Wash vegetables before cutting them so that the minerals and vitamins are not destroyed. Washing of vegetables before cutting them. Okay, so that the minerals and vitamins are not destroyed. Wash them only as much as necessary. Okay, not washing them unnecessarily 5 times. Okay, but only when necessary. Like wash them, but don't do like first we wash them, then we cut them, then we wash them again, then we keep them for some time, then before eating we wash, then after eating we wash. Okay, don't do that much of washing. Okay, then scrape the peels of vegetables as thin as possible because vitamins and minerals are found just under the skin of vegetables. You must have heard it somewhere from your elders. I have heard it a lot of time from my grandparents that don't peel off thick peels when you are peeling a vegetable. Okay? They keep on telling that. And what I do is I peel a lot of thick peels. Okay, because I need all the peeling off, all the skin off. Yes, but they tell that don't pick thick peels, don't peel that way, peel only lightly. Okay, why? Is because exactly beneath the peels are the nutrients present, vitamins and minerals present. So if we peel off thick peels, then it will be just peeled off. The nutrients will just come away with it. Okay. Then cut vegetables into large pieces just before cooking. Okay. Just before cooking, we need to cut them into large pieces because if we cut into very small pieces, then it might be that greater loss of nutrients can take place. Then, if vegetables are to be cooked in water, put them into boiling water. Okay. Then, use just enough water for cooking. Do not throw away the extra water. Use this extra water to cook some other food. Okay. Then, do not use cooking soda while cooking. Cooking soda, baking soda should not be used. Use of tamarind or lemon juice during cooking helps to conserve the vitamins. Okay, but when to put it? At the end, last stage of cooking. Okay, then cook rice in just enough water which gets absorbed during cooking. Okay, sometimes you put a lot of water in rice. Okay, but you just put enough water that it just absorbs in the rice are prepared. There is a quantity for everything. Particular quantity is there. Okay, as you learn cooking further, you can learn it from your parents. Okay, they use a measure that this much rice, so this much of this thing, this much of water. Okay, if this much of this thing, then this much of this thing. Ask them, they must use measures for that. So you can learn those measures. Okay, then we should cook in a pan which has a well-fitting lid. Okay, when we cook an uncovered pan, then it is possible that we lose nutrients. Do not overcook the food as many nutrients will be destroyed. No overcooking. Okay, it will taste bad. It will become a khichdi, and it will lose its nutrients too. Okay, it will become khichdi, and it method which like the best cooking method that can be used for the foods. Okay, that is suited. That is the most suitable. Okay, so we stop here for today, and tomorrow we will continue from the activity and enhancing nutritive value of food items. What's the homework? Prepare notes about conservation of nutrients and about losses of nutrients during cooking. Take every vitamin and write down its important points in short and keep with you. Okay?